The third part of our build was cutting and installing the stringers. The stringers are aluminum strips that go along the longitudinal axis of the fuselage. The stringer's purpose is to give the final aerodynamic shape to the aircraft once the fuselage is covered in fabric. The first step in installing the stringers was to measure each of the 8 stringers, marking them, and then cutting them to size. There are many ways we could have went about cutting the stringers. Many people choose to use a cutoff wheel or a bandsaw. Since I had the use of some free manual labor today, I went ahead and used a hacksaw and some elbow grease. After cutting the stringers, we dry fitted them in place with the use of some spring clamps. Bending the stringers to shape around the standoffs was surprisingly easy to do. Even though the aluminum is strong, it bends well and does not require much force. We then center punched all the tabs on the standoffs and then drilled pilot holes with a number 40 bit. We then upsized all the holes to a number 30 bit before taking the stringers off the fuselage for some deburring and light sanding. We also hit the ends that were cut with a file and sandpaper to smooth off any sharp edges. The trickiest part of the stringer project was figuring out how to terminate the bottom stringers after the cargo section. The Legacy manual suggests using a vise to clamp the stringers and then flatten the ends before bending them upwards away from contact with any future fabric that may interfere. As you can soon see from the video, we were successful in doing this, but the results were less than appealing. First, it turned out to be an eyesore, and second, even after much practice, I was causing cracks in the aluminum. This simply wasn't something I was willing to be okay with. The Bearhawk text manuals suggest using a vise to simply bend the stringers to shape. With the use of some steel tubing and leverage, this seemed to be a much better solution for terminating the stringers. With just a little force, they bent to a clean angle and tucked away nicely under the fuselage. Personally, I'd strongly suggest not attempting to flatten the stringers with a steel vise when a pipe creates a much nicer bend and is a lot less effort. I feel bad about making my 6-year-old do all that work, but honestly, hard work is good for him, so really it didn't bother me that much. Plus, it was kind of cool seeing him blow his mind by bending metal for the first time. The final step was attaching the stringers. We held the stringers in place with clecos before permanently attaching them with stainless steel Cherry Max rivets. All in all, this was an easy task that took much longer to complete than I had anticipated. There's a lot of metal to cut and holes to be drilled, and I didn't do myself any favors by having to redo the bottom stringers. But it's important to be proud of your work, and I simply would not have been without doing it over. We put the stringers back into place and held them with clecos. The final step was permanently attaching them with steel Cherry Max rivets. All in all, this was an easy task that took much longer to complete than I had anticipated.